So welcome to this week's video. In this week's video we're going to talk about my journey from week 9 through 14, no, through week 9, week 10, week 11 and week 12. How I felt, what I've done, what weight loss journey was like, and take it from there. We're also going to look at what happened when I went on holiday. Did I take my jabs? Did I not take my jabs? How did that work? And then talk about what that was like. Again, I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm not giving advice on this. This is just my journey. So take everything I say at face value. And don't forget, if you enjoy this, like and subscribe. It really does help. Thank you very much. Hello and welcome to my channel. For those of you who are coming back, welcome. My name's Matt. For those of you who are new, welcome. My name's still Matt, and this is my journey from being a middle-aged old chap who was slightly overweight to hopefully still a middle-aged old chap who's not slightly overweight anymore. So, let's start. If you remember from the previous video, I've been taking Mounjaro now for 8 weeks. I'm currently on the 5 mg jab. So I've been taking 5 mg for 4 weeks. And this will be week commencing the 11th of August, so it's Monday the 11th of August. So if you remember, my weight on Monday the 11th of August was 12 stone 10, 178 pounds, or about 80 or just over 80 kilos, 80.7. As per the last couple of weeks, no side effects really on the jabs. No side effects. The only time I had side effects, as noted on the previous video, was the first week of me taking a 5 mg jab, when I had some nausea and a bit of loose stools. But other than that, no side effects. So during this 4 weeks, no side effects whatsoever. So 11th of August, I was 12 stone 10. 18th of August, 1 week later, I was 12 stone 5, so that again would be 5 pounds off. And then there's a slight stoppage on the old weight loss journey. So on the 22nd of August, I went on holiday for 2 weeks. So that would mean that I would miss the next 2 weeks worth of weigh-ins. And we went on a Friday and came back on a Saturday. So my weight when I went on holiday was 12 stone 3. So between the Monday and the Friday, I'd lost a further 2 pounds. Now what I'm not going to tell you is I'm not going to tell you until next week's video what the outcome of my holiday weight gain or loss was. But what I will do is I'll move on to what I did from a holiday perspective. So, holiday wise, so on the 22nd of August we went on holiday, and we went to Egypt, to Sharm el Sheikh. We went and stayed in a 5-star all-inclusive hotel. So that was 24-hour bar in the reception, buffet restaurant for breakfast, lunch and dinner, with a snack bar, There was also a la carte restaurants. Now, on a normal all-inclusive holiday, what would normally happen is you would normally eat a lot, drink a lot, and get fat. But this is a Mounjaro holiday, so I decided prior to going on holiday that I was going to take my jabs with me. So I was going to take my medication with me. So I researched what did I need to do to take the medication with me. There's all sorts of research on YouTube, there's all sorts of information, there's all sorts of information online. When you look into it, it tells you that yes, you can take your medication on holiday with you, as long as you've got proof of the prescription, then you can take it on holiday with you. Now, because the Mounjaro needs to be kept in a cool, refrigerated option, or it doesn't want to be frozen, so you must put it in your hand luggage. So I put mine in my hand luggage. Also put the needles in my hand luggage as well. Now, not sure whether you're allowed to do that or not, but no one stopped me. I did have documented proof of my prescription from my provider. I also had the box that the medication came in with my name on it to prove that it was my medication. Now, what I did, whether or not you'd want to do this is up to yourselves, but because we were going away for 2 weeks and I knew I'd be taking 2 jabs whilst I was on holiday, I had, prior to my holidays, bought a bulk pack which you could buy of 2 pens. So I bought 2 5mg pens. I took 2 injections out of the first 5mg pen and then kept that in the fridge, and then started the second 5mg pen, so that when I went on holiday, the pen I took on holiday with me only had 2 lots of 5mg left in it. So therefore, when I came back, I wouldn't need to go through the rigmarole of keeping the medication cool whilst flying. Obviously, Egypt, very hot, so therefore it would become very difficult. So what I used when I went on holiday was this. So this is a little pouch. It is meant for holding insulin injections. So this I bought off Amazon, and I will put a link in the description for this pouch. But in this pouch, it's about 20 quid. You've got 2 sides to the pouch. So you've got 2 little gel ice packs, one that goes in each side of the medication pouch. You've then got a little pouch packet at the front here, a little packet there, and 2 elastics to hold your pens in place. So what I did was I put my pen in there, in the pouch, and put my needles in there, so everything was in this nice pouch. This pouch was then in my hand luggage. Also put in there the note to say my prescription details, and the little box to say that it was my medication, with the sticker on from the chemist. To be fair, the airport we went from, no one asked me to open my bag. They didn't require you to take liquids out your bag. You could put them through the scanners in your bag, so I didn't need to take anything out of my bag. So the medication, along with the jabs, needles, everything stayed in my bag, no issues whatsoever. When I got to the other side, when we got into the room at the hotel, there was a refrigerator, a minibar refrigerator, so I just put the medication in there. That kept it good and cool the whole of the holiday, so there was no issues whatsoever with that. Obviously, with the Mounjaro, you can keep it out of a fridge for 30 days after you start taking it, at room temperature, so better to keep it in a fridge if you can, but yeah, no issues whatsoever. One of the things I decided to do whilst I was on holiday was short dose or micro dose as they call it. So I decided to keep my levels of medication in my body at a more level amount rather than reducing over the week, because what you tend to find is that as the medication level gets lower in your body, you tend to get slight hunger feelings. So I decided I was going to take half a jab every 4 days, meaning that I would continue to be taking 5 milligrams a week, but just half a jab every 4 days. So that meant that my level of Mounjaro in my body would not be quite as high, but the lower level would not be quite as low, and it'd be much more steady across the week. The half-life of Mounjaro being 5 days. There is a number of different calculators you can use online that do tell you how you can do this if you wish. I'm not recommending it. I'm not saying it's something you should do. That's just what I did while I was on holiday to keep the levels of Mounjaro at a steady amount within my bloodstream. Obviously, Egypt and places like that, they are renowned for people getting upset tummies, so I didn't want that to happen. I didn't want to exaggerate anything like that with the medication, so therefore that's what I chose to do. It meant that I could continue taking the medication on the day that I was normally take it, so I took it prior to going on holiday, took half a jab on the prior to going on holiday, then 3 lots of half a jab while I was there, and that covered my full jab while I was away. So while I was away, obviously my hunger/appetite was suppressed, so I didn't tend to eat as much as I might have done. What I did notice was the little cakes you get on holiday, little tiny cakes, didn't touch any of them. I switched to fruit instead, so I had fruits, oranges, apples, mango, melon, lots of different fruits. The food on the all-inclusive was pretty good. It was nice. You could find something to eat every day. I just found that I ate less than I would do normally. So I did have breakfast every day. I tended to have a couple of eggs for my breakfast every day. For lunch and dinner, some kind of meat and vegetable, whether that be chicken or beef or mince, or something meat-wise, protein and some kind of vegetable. The one thing I did make sure I did though while I was away was I made sure I had plenty of water. So I'd normally try and get 2 to 3 litres of water in. While I was away, I was trying to get 3 to 4 litres of water in, just because it was so hot. It was like 40 odd degrees while we were there, so it was very hot. So therefore, I think it's essential to drink water on Mounjaro, but more so when you're in a hot country like that. But from a food perspective, I ate normally, but just less. So I'm not going to tell you how that affected my weight. You'll have to wait till next week. But one of the things it did do, because I was away on holiday, I didn't do as much exercise. So I didn't do any cycling, running or anything like that. It was far too hot to go running. But I did do a lot of walking. So my average step count was roughly 15 to 20,000 steps a day. One of the positive things on our hotel was it was quite big, so you could walk around it, and there was a good size of walkway to walk around, so you could get around the whole hotel. And we did do quite a lot of walking. Did do some scuba diving, snorkeling, that kind of thing, so that again, slight exercise. I don't drink. I've not drunk for a long time. I've not drunk for maybe 10-15 years, so therefore the all-inclusive drink didn't have any. I was drinking water and diet Pepsi. That was all I was drinking. So lots of walking, normal food, and no alcohol, just water and diet Pepsi. So while I was on holiday, no stomach upsets whatsoever, because the food was good as far as I was concerned. No stomach upsets from the Mounjaro. I feel that choosing to do the microdosing or half dosing was helpful, but then the other spanner in the works was while we were away, obviously the price of Mounjaro went up significantly. We did inquire with our provider prior to going away whether the price was going to go up, and they said to us not to worry. And then the following day it was out of stock, and then it was too late for us to order any to have a stockpile in when we got back off our holiday. So on my next episode I'm going to talk through what I've decided to do from a cost perspective, because obviously the cost is going up significantly. I would say the 2 5mg pens that I bought as a bulk pack cost me £250. So again, not cheap, but for 2 pens, £250, that's 125 quid a pen, which is not too bad. But in the next episode I'll talk about what I've chosen to do and how that will impact me and how it will work going forward. I will also link in the description a link to one of my YouTube channels that I follow, which has got a calculator on, which really helps you if you want to microdose and you want to short dose the Mounjaro. Because some people do it to save money, some people do it because they can't cope with the side effects. There's lots of reasons why people do it, but I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. But what I will do is I'll link to Fat Old Climber, who's a guy that I follow. He's really good. He's developed a counter that will tell you how to do it and what the cost savings are. Really good counter. Another channel that I watch on a regular basis is Phil Double L. Really good, really great community and really great chap. He was really helpful when I was starting, just totally down to earth and a really good chap. So I'll link in the description to this with Amazon. I will also link in the description to Phil, because I think Phil's a great chap, and I'll link in the description to Fat Old Climber and Gordon's click counter, which helps you to short dose if you want to. If you want to know any more about short dosing, I'm more than happy to do a video on that and what that entails, how it works and what it's all about. But again, I'm not a medical professional. Anything in these videos is just for entertainment slash your information purposes. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you how to do it. This is just my vlog on my feelings and how it's worked for me. So yeah, I was really pleased when I went on holiday and I was 12 stone 3. I had a really great holiday. Didn't skimp on the all-inclusive. Didn't overeat. Didn't drink. Yeah, so really, really great 4 weeks. So when I come back next week, we'll take it from there and see where we go. So if you've enjoyed this, like and subscribe. It really does help. If you click the little bell icon, then it'll tell you when there's a new video out. But new videos drop every Friday morning at 9 o'clock. Anything you want me to do from a video perspective, let me know. More than happy to do it. Any questions, again, let me know. Any tips yourself, let me know. And I'll see you all next week.